Okay, I'm mad. Yes, I did it. I went offline for over a year. I became inactive. I pulled the plug. And half of it was kind of involuntary, but the other half was pure choice. So I'm not here to tell you guys to quit social media. I just want to share my experiences with everyone because I feel like not a lot of people go through this, and don't get me wrong, it wasn't a thought that ever came into my mind about ever going offline. But the world works in wonderful ways, and here today, still offline, but about to start my journey rebuilding my online presence again. It sounds so weird. I was 26 years old, and it was in March 2017 where my offline journey started. It all started with my trip to the Philippines. This was kind of a peak of Instagram, and I had every intention of sharing some really beautiful experiences, people, food, and so on. But that didn't happen. Actually, what happened was I found myself barely being able to connect to Wi-Fi and having slow internet that it was kind of causing me a bit of stress and anxiety. It was a weird catch-22 where I was unable to connect to the internet, but I found myself connecting in different ways. Now, I was connecting with my surroundings. I was connecting with my family, and I was even connecting with strangers, which I seem to enjoy. I didn't reach for my phone whenever we were stuck in traffic or just waiting. I found my mind wandering. I would people watch. I would get lost in everything happening around me. Instead of looking down at my phone, scrolling through a curated feed, I was experiencing life in all its glory. And the best thing about real life, guys, this might shock you, but no sponsored ads. Yes, no sponsored ads being forced into your view. Anyway, I realized how much this social media culture was almost like a drug. I felt like my system, my mental, my brain went into a bit of shock from not being on Instagram every day. I won't say I wasn't on my phone, but I wasn't on it as much as I used to be. It's like I was in some sort of hypnosis. And when I went to the Philippines, I kind of snapped out of it. I think maybe some of my anxiety stemmed from my fear of being forgotten if I didn't stay active, which is absolutely crazy. And it made me realize how addictive these apps were made to be. You'll find app developers and creators who admit that these apps are designed to make it addictive, basically hacking your brain. And it's kind of a bit scary when you think about it, huh? When I came back from the Philippines, I deleted my Facebook and I turned my Instagram to private. And I was happy. I wanted to see how long I could go without it. So I went a year with my Instagram on private and a year without Facebook. I felt less distracted. I was writing more, I was reading more. I came back to Australia refreshed, energized with a new way of viewing the world. I noticed a few things over the next year. Yes, my Instagram following decreased by probably about 5,000 followers. I guess to an influencer that would be heartbreaking, debilitating, agonizing. But now when I reflect, I couldn't care less because these 5,000 people were not the ones making me happy. I am the one making me happy. We all know the media, for example, the news, is also just a cultivated, put-together story that someone else is choosing to put out there. And as the viewer, you don't have a choice of what you are watching or listening to. It's basically some low-level kind of brainwashing. I feel like social media has been created to keep our senses or our brain controlled, that we don't have an option of what we see or hear. We are kind of just force-fed a barrage of images and ideals of other people. I realized a lot of people who were influencers basically became walking, talking billboards. Even if they never fully believed in a product, just because they were getting paid, they would make you believe it was the greatest thing in the world. They fooled us all into believing this product was life-changing, when in fact they probably only used the product once and never used it again. When I had taken my break, my friends and people around were still using social media. And it was weird hearing them speaking about social media, like, I have to post on Insta. I haven't posted in a while and I really need to. It made me think, nah, you don't have to. It's not detrimental to your well-being or health. If anything, it's adding more stress and pressure to your life. If it doesn't come naturally, then you're forcing it, right? Protect your energy, guys, and don't let the pressures of society or social media weigh down on you. I feel like I have a better understanding of this crazy phenomena, and I can now use it to my advantage and deliberately. specifically to help others. Maybe my experience will be able to help someone else out there. I want to help shed light on some grey areas and spread knowledge and let people know you are not alone. So I was able to replace the time I spent mindlessly online with things like reading books, meditation, and ultimately videoing and learning how to edit. It's almost like there was memory and space freed up in my brain for the more challenging things, keeping my brain forever learning. Now, I like to be present and not a slave to my phone. I like to be aware of all of my senses at any given moment. I noticed how if someone I was with was on their phone, they weren't engaging fully in the moment because they were distracted. Because I wasn't active on social media, I didn't feel the urge to be on my phone. I was just so excited to be with whoever I was with. Of course, they would sometimes slip into the abyss of their phone, and normally I probably would have done the same. We see it a lot these days. People sitting together, out, but both in their own worlds on their phone. Now, I kind of sit there and let the person do their thing, even if it's in silence, and even if I might look like a weirdo who's being ignored. I don't care. I am out with you, so I'm going to enjoy that. I'm going to be present even if I look like I'm being ignored. Of course, like everything in this world, there is a good and a bad side, the yin and the yang. And it's all about how you are using social media. Are you using social media, or is social media using you? Like everything I approach in my life, I take a step back and see things unfold, and then I am able to calculate the way I want to approach it. I can appreciate what social media can do, whether it be expanding your business, connecting you with long-lost friends or family, or even connecting you with like-minded people around the world. But let it just stay at that discovery level, and remember to keep real-life connection alive. Let me repeat that. Remember to keep real-life connection alive. Put your phone down when you go out. Immerse yourself in real-life people. Feel, laugh, love, and touch. So take this for what it is, and hopefully you can share your experiences with me as well. If you do it for yourself, then shit, you've only got one person to prove yourself to, and that's you. Let your mind wander in the real world. Don't let it be caught up in an endless swiping cycle of heavily cultivated photos and memes. So, what are your thoughts? Would you quit? Have you quit? And what was your experience? Let me know some of your thoughts in the comment section below, guys, and stay safe and stay blessed. Peace.